I'm Water Resources Agent Karen Jackson, and Sumter Agent Katie Altman and I did a quick assessment of the macroinvertebrates in Jackson Creek in Richland County. Our sampling site is found within the larger Saluda River Basin in the smaller Gills Creek watershed. The area drains approximately 17 square miles of land, of which 69% is developed. A number of water quality issues are found within this watershed. Our waterways are monitored regularly by SCDHEC, and when streams and rivers don't meet water quality standards, they're placed onto the Clean Water Act's Section 303D list of impaired waters. This list is submitted by DHEC to the EPA every 2 years. In this watershed, there are currently impairments for mercury, lead, dissolved oxygen, and fecal coliform. In addition to these, one site is impaired for biological criteria. This means the benthic macroinvertebrate community sample doesn't reflect adequate water quality. When a high diversity of macroinvertebrates is found, water quality ratings are high, and it's assumed water quality is good. In contrast, if samples show just a few different species that are tolerant to pollution, the stream is likely to have poor water quality and poor habitat.
Aside from the listed issues, there's visible litter and excess suspended sediment in this stream. Given these conditions, we didn't expect to find much in the way of macroinvertebrates, so we were pleasantly surprised when we found enough to receive a fair rating for our biotic index. The first macroinvertebrate we'll look at is a dragonfly nymph from the family Micromyidae, which are known as the cruisers because they cruise up and down rivers as adults. The immature nymphs have long legs, giving them the appearance of spiders. They also have a small but prominent frontal horn between the bases of the antennae. Like most dragonflies, cruiser nymphs are found in dense aquatic weeds and are described as ambush predators. They feed on aquatic insects like mosquito and mayfly larvae. This one is upside down, and you can see it appears hairy from the growth of algae.
We also found this mayfly, which is from the family Cnidae, or small, square-gilled mayflies. Mayflies have 3 thin tails and have gills along their abdomen. This family has a pair of gills on the second abdominal segment that are very square and dark. They cover the next sets of gills that are paired along the abdomen. We usually think of mayflies as being found in high-quality water. That's because they're in the EPT taxa group, which stands for the orders Ephemeroptera, Plecoptera, and Trichoptera. These orders refer to the mayfly, stonefly, and caddisfly groups that are generally very sensitive to environmental degradation. However, the family that our mayfly belongs to is found in slow-moving water or even stagnant water, where there's a lot of silt and sediment. They're fairly tolerant of pollution, coming in at 7.6 or higher on a 10-point scale. Other notable finds were caddisfly and damselfly larvae. The caddisfly has a caterpillar-like body with 2 hooks on the end. These hooks are used to attach to stable substrate like rocks, which prevents the caddisfly from being swept downstream. Some caddisflies are free-living, while others build cases using leaves, sticks, and stones. They can also build silk retreats or nets. The damselfly can be confused with mayflies because it has 3 long gills on the end of the body that can be mistaken for the 3 long tails of mayflies.
And last but not least, we found an aquatic salamander that may be a young dusky salamander. Salamanders are not invertebrates, but they can also serve as biotic indicators of stream and habitat health. Larval dusky salamanders are found in mucky areas or in slow-moving and even stagnant streams, which sums up Jackson Creek pretty well. The area adjacent to this stream will undergo a big change in the next year. The Richland County Community Planning and Development Department is developing a naturalized educational garden on this property. The site will be revegetated to provide habitat and resources for wildlife. Although this may not result in immediate changes to the water quality in Jackson Creek, it's a great step forward to improving our watershed health. If we all adopt similar practices that involve planting native species and creating green space, we would see a noticeable improvement in our water quality and more macroinvertebrates and other wildlife thriving within our streams. For more information about how you can positively impact the health of our local watersheds, visit clemson.edu/CarolinaClear.